Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the 1000 lbs Cider Review. I know, just a single person on the 1000 lbs Cider Review. You know what? My beard weighs 500 pounds on its own. My head hair weighs about 200. I weigh 300. There's your 1000 pounds. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, we are looking at Woodchuck Hard Cider's original. Well, amber. And amber is the original small batch hard cider. It's the hard cider that put Woodchuck on the map, according to the back of their bottle. 5% ABV. Let's grab the black BB Barfly here. Open her up. Ooh, ooh. And that ringing sound you heard was my Affligem goblet. I haven't drank out of this in years. It's covered in fingerprints and some dust all on the outside. The inside's fine, so we'll drink it. Now, when you're going to call yourself an amber cider, I expect, well, you know, when it's in your hands, it's a little amber. Lots of carbonation clinging to the side of the glass, which means about 2 years ago when this cup was cleaned, all the soap residue wasn't washed out. But hey, that's fine. It's not, maybe very, very light amber. Oh, my son come home. Okay, this reminds me of apples and fruit on the bottom blueberry yogurt. Once you started mixing it, when you started stirring it up and you got all the blueberries up at the top, it's kind of what it reminds me of scent-wise. It smells, I'd say, I don't know, it smells sweet, but dry at the same time. You don't usually get that. Those are opposite-ended flavors. I mean, it could have some sweetness and some tartness and some dryness, but it just smells dry and sweet at the same time. Well, whatever. Let's try it. Cheers, boys and girls. And woodchucks. Well. I drink it. And I think I'm going to fall in love. It touches your tongue. And you get this beautiful, sweet, natural apple flavor. It reminds me a lot of, I'm going to say, it's not Oasis, but Oasis is the closest brand I can think of. It reminds me a lot of Oasis apple juice. There's a company whose apple juice I get just at this little tiny diner in Thorold, and it tastes just like that up at the forefront. And again, I say I drink it in and I think I'm going to fall in love with it. And then the back end comes in a little bit of a sulfite flavoring, so a little bit of like a rubber taste to it, a little musty taste. Both of those are pretty well hidden though on the initial sip. It's after you're done and it's sitting there in your mouth. It's a pretty dry finish though. I mean, after you get that musty flavor, it's pretty much gone. So it's a nice, sweet, beautiful apple juice at first. Then it is a big cider company cider. Then it is a beautiful cider again. On the plus sides, it's not so dry, you're not going to want to drink more of it. It's not so sweet, you're going to get sick of it fast. And it doesn't have enough macro taste to fully turn you off. On the plus side, it's fairly easily accessible. It's fairly easy to drink. It's wet. It's not overcarbonated. It's actually a nice cider. I would give this a 7.75. Again, not nearly as good as some of the ciders I've had. Not my best, not the best cider I've ever had, not the worst cider I've ever had, but I would actually actively buy this again. I would buy this over Strongbow. I would buy this over Blackthorn. I'd possibly buy this over Magners. I'm going with the big companies right now, just trying to think off the top of my head. And I would buy Summersby's over this, though, myself, just to give you guys an idea of where my cider tastes are. I like my cider to taste more like actual apple juice than like wine. Some people like sweeter, some people like tartar, some people like the really dry stuff. Me, I like an in between, but I want it to have that apple sweetness and apple freshness. I don't want it to have all the preservatives in it that you can taste. So this actually is right there in the middle between what I love and what I hate, and I accept that from it. I really enjoy it. Thank you guys. Woodchuck Amber Hard Cider. Au revoir.